Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review. Allergies are currently kicking my ass, so I'm sorry if this is a little short or a little messy, but here I am. I'm going over another 2024 movie that just arrived on Peacock not too long ago, and it is Drive Away Dolls. So far, everything I've covered on this channel so far has been from Peacock, and I promise there's no, connection there. It's just everything that I've been interested in seeing has come on Peacock. So I guess good job to them. As always with my reviews for movies, I'm gonna have a spoiler-free section where I just kind of give a little bit of a rundown, what it's about and my general thoughts, and then I'll go into a more, detailed version of what happens in the movie and what I like and didn't like, or what worked or what didn't work, all that bull crap. Let's freaking go. Spoiler-free version. I don't know what to say about this movie. It's a somewhat raunchy comedy where two lesbian friends go on a road trip down to Tallahassee, but what they don't know is that the car that they are renting has something in the back that belongs to a couple of bad guys. The movie has a pretty simple structure, but it's really the characters that make the movie what it is. Movies that are overly raunchy or have a lot of sexual content in them, they're not really my thing, but this surprisingly worked for me. The main goal for one of our characters is to get the other character laid, and that usually wouldn't work for me, but I just loved watching our two leads interact, and they're so good in this movie. Our two main characters are Jamie and Marion. Both lead actresses do a great job in this movie, and they're both such a joy to watch. That's pretty much all there is to say in the non-spoiler section, so I'm just gonna get right into the spoilers and run down this movie for you. The movie takes place in 1999, and we're in Philadelphia. The cold open. Pedro Pascal is here, everybody. Hooray! He's playing a guy named Santos who's looking a bit anxious, and we get to find out why he's anxious because after he leaves the little bar or restaurant he's in, he's being tracked down by some dude and he's chased into an alleyway. The mysterious man wants Santos's case, but he's not giving it up that easy. Santos gets a couple of things stabbed into his neck and is killed off screen. Our two characters we'll be following throughout the movie are Jamie and Marion. Jamie's more, party type, loves hooking up with different women, cheating on her current girlfriend, and then we have Marion who's more closed off, focused on herself, and isn't, in too good of a place right now. Marion is thinking about going to Tallahassee to stay with her aunt, and Jamie thinks it'll be a fun idea to tag along and make a road trip out of it. They go meet up with a guy named Curly who owns a drive-away place, and they get their car, and they hit the road. Now obviously Jamie wants to have some fun, make a few pit stops, visit the world's largest Dixie Cup, but Marion just wants to take the interstate straight down, little stops as possible, and just get where she needs to go.
We don't need to see the world's largest Dixie Cup.
We don't need to enjoy life, but as long as we're here.
The world's largest Dixie Cup is not life.
Back at Curly's drive-away place, we see some goons along with their chief walk in, and that's literally what they're credited as. They have goon, and chief, so there you go. They're there for a car because it has some goods in the back of it, and you probably guessed it, the car that they're looking for just so happens to be the one that Jamie and Marion are in. And you probably also guessed that the goods just so happens to be the briefcase that we saw in the cold open. Since the three guys are in a bit of a predicament here, the goons beat down Curly, and they take a number that the two girls left behind. It's implied through multiple cutaways that the briefcase contains maybe some, psychedelic drugs in it. Jamie is trying everything to loosen Marion up, so she gets her and Marion invited to a basement party hosted by an all-girls soccer team. They're all making out in the basement, and in one of the funniest parts of the movie, their coach blows a whistle, and they rotate in a circle to make out with the next person, and I legitimately started laughing out loud.
Rotate right.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't that. Marion has to rotate over to Jamie, but she tries to get out of it saying that they're just friends. Jamie, on the other hand, doesn't mind and pulls her in closer, but Marion still just can't really go through with it. Marion leaves the party and starts walking back to their motel. A cop pulls over and starts asking her some questions, and she gives him a bit of an attitude, even though it's just kind of how she is, and she lands herself in jail. We get maybe our third or fourth cutaway of the movie, and holy shit, Hannah Montana, what are you doing here?
Get closer.
The chief is still at Curly's place and gets a call from Tallahassee confirming that the girls no-showed. They use a number the girls left for Curly and go to Jamie's ex's place. Jamie's ex is a police officer named Suki, and she's more than capable of handling things herself.
Who the fuck are you?
Since when do women curse like that?
But she still is really pissed off at Jamie for cheating on her, so she hands one of the goons a picture of her. Now going back to Jamie and Marion, Jamie has picked her up from jail, but the goons know their location now. As they enter Florida, Jamie and Marion's tire pops. They pull over and open the trunk to grab the spare tire, but that's when they finally find the briefcase. But it's not the mysterious briefcase that's the troubling part. It's what's underneath it. They open a container to find Santos's severed head. The girls are obviously confused and they pull over to go into a diner and open the briefcase, but we're never shown exactly what's inside. The girls head to their next hotel and actually bring the severed head inside with them, and Jamie calls up Suki to tell her to go check out Curly's place. Jamie is using the card that they got from the drive-away place to, pay for all this stuff, so the chief informs his goons that he knows where their current location is. We take a break from all the insanity, and Jamie and Marion are eating dinner at the hotel. At dinner, Jamie tells Marion that she wants to be the one to sleep with her. She's been trying to get her laid the entire trip and realizes that she's just probably the one for the job at this point.
I should take care of it myself. Especially since with you, it's gotta be with somebody who cares for you. Am I right?
Marion is a bit hesitant, but they dance, they kiss, and they go back to their room. They're about 15 seconds in, but Marion gets pretty much all she needs and falls asleep. Suki goes to Curly's drive-away place since Jamie told her to check it out, and she doesn't realize that shit's all fucked up in there. She just looks at the window and walks away.
Why would anybody save Curly?
Poor Curly. We're approaching the end of the movie, so here's where shit really starts to break down. We finally get to see what's been in the briefcase this entire time. Now, I can't show you what's inside the briefcase, and I honestly don't even want to explain it to you, but this is what I'm here for, so here we go. Inside the briefcase is a collection of dildos. And hey, Jamie's actually using one right now, but oh no, the goons are here. They grab the briefcase, take the girls to a different location, and tie them up. While the girls are tied up, the chief explains why they really wanted those toys so bad. Senator Channel got high in college one time and had a mold made of his... We saw a little bit of what was happening during one of those psychedelic cutaways. The mold of the senator's dick got passed around until it finally ended up with Santos because he's a collector, or well, I guess was a collector. The chief and his two goons were sent out to make sure the public never got their hands on the senator's mold. However, the senator's piece is actually missing from the briefcase because Jamie was using it when the goons busted in and took them hostage, so it's back at the hotel. And as if things couldn't get any more insane, one of the goons is arguing with his partner and pulls out a gun and shoots him because they have been bickering all movie, and I guess he just finally had enough. And then the goon also shoots the chief. He runs out of bullets so he can't shoot the two girls, so he says, "Mommy," and then runs away. Marion and Jamie are able to escape, and Jamie calls up the senator telling him that they've got the goods now. They meet the senator at a lesbian bar and exchange their briefcase of dicks for a briefcase of 1 million smackaroos. Oh, and he also gets Santos' severed head as well. They leave the bar $1 million richer and run into Suki, who is actually there to return Jamie's dog back to her. However, the senator is still hanging around and puts on a ski mask and is ready to rob the two girls, but Suki pulls out a gun and shoots him. Senator Channel drops to the ground and also drops Santos's frozen head, and with a crowd of people around, his chances of staying in office are looking pretty slim. At the end of the movie, it's revealed that Jamie actually made 2 copies of the senator's piece for her and Marion. Marion's aunt comes to pick them both up, but they're not staying in Tallahassee like originally planned. They're both moving up to Massachusetts where women can get married. They all drive off, but they left something behind. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So there you have it. That's Drive Away Dolls. It came out this year in 2024. It's now streaming on Peacock. If you like this kind of comedy, I'd say go check it out. It was a lot of fun. I liked it way more than I thought it was going to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, I want to give praise to our 2 main characters because without them, this movie would just be kind of like, alright, sure, whatever. But they're dynamic, so funny. I loved following them along throughout this movie, and I'm glad that they're, together now. When I was looking up some details about this movie, I actually saw that it had somewhat low reviews, which is insane because this is actually like a really short, surprisingly short, fun breeze of a movie. I feel like there definitely is a target audience for this movie. I definitely am not in that target audience, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you for watching. That's my review. That's my rundown. That's all that nonsense. And yeah, let me know if there's any movies that have recently come out or just movies that you think are really interesting that you want me to review and go over, and maybe I will. Who knows? The world is my oyster, or your oyster, I think. I don't know. Bye.